Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my finds for the past few months. Sorry it's been a while since I've last put out a video, but I thought I'd make it up to you guys today. So it's going to be a little bit of a combination of things. So I'm going by chronological order. So I went to a antique show, which is basically a partitioned area of our local weekend flea market. So if you pay for the antique show, I think it's, I don't know, $4 or something like that, then you can use the same ticket to go into the flea market. But if you're being cheap and you only want to go flea market, then it's the regular, I think it was like $2 for that side. So I go into this antique show and I got a whole bunch of vendors, mainly selling antiques and collectibles. So I look around, I see a table and a lot of, different kinds of, knickknacks, objects, whatnot. And I see one of these in the background. So I asked the guy, "Do you have any more coins?" And he goes, no, these are the only ones I have. And so you see here, this is a 1964 American half dollar. And here is just some random penny, like also 1964 Lincoln penny, Lincoln cent. So this is 90% silver. So he had two of these. And I asked him, how much were they? He goes, they're $3 each, but buy both of them. I'll give it to you for $5. So I snagged them right away. These days the silver prices are getting up there. So this was an awesome deal. So basically, antique dealers are not coin collectors. So that's why, if you see something that sort of does not belong on the table, most of the time, you'll get a better deal. So this is pretty cool. You could freeze this video and read this sort of interesting story about these coins. Pretty neat. Anyways, I mainly bought it for the silver half dollar. So that was a pretty good deal. And a few weeks later, or maybe more like a month later, I found this. Now, if you're thinking, oh, it just looks like some regular old dish, you'll be surprised it is not. This is actually from China, from, I guess, the late 1700s, like 1780 something, 1790 something. So it's very interesting. Unfortunately, could not find the cup that went with this dish. Basically, back in the day, the teacups were more like the Asian style without any handle. So it looked like a tea bowl, actually, in a Western perspective. And instead of, teacup dishes, I guess plates, you'd have this little rounded dish, very Asian style. But this design, you see it in a lot of Chinese American restaurants, but those modern versions are mass produced, probably with a printed pattern. But this one is actually hand painted, if you could believe that. Back in the day, people would have these tiny little brushes. Can you believe that? And you could tell because you could actually see the brush strokes. Let me do a close-up on it. And yeah, you can tell there's some age, just like the type of glaze they used back then, and the little imperfections. And of course, because it was for export, there's no chop. no like Asian chop mark because it was not made for the Asian local market, but the export market. And it was definitely, you know, was it 1890, I think it was 1897 when they had to put a country of origin on the back. Pretty neat. This is why I always check the dish aisle of a thrift store. You know, dishes, pot, you know, cups and saucers. Very nice. I will be adding this to my collection. And next, went to my local flea market, weekend flea market, and found some nice silver items. There was a table. Actually, it was a funny story. One of my friends, one of the dealers at the flea market, he was telling me his latest find, and he actually showed it to me. And it was a piece of silver. Basically, I think the day before there was like a big antique show in New Westminster, British Columbia. And dealers or anyone else basically can go the day before the show and pay, instead of $5 entrance fee, you pay $20, which is good for the early bird Friday, as well as the normal Saturday show, right? And it's a yearly event, and you know, I was thinking, okay, so dealers go there a day early, pay more to go in, and I guess they might be lucky to snag some, you know, good deals. And you know, I thought, you know, I was just talking to my friend, and I said, you know, what can you find? I mean, like, everyone's a dealer, you know, everyone knows their stuff or should know their stuff. But he said that he was lucky. He was just looking at some silver plated items, and he came across this silver dish, and he actually showed it to me, and it was like Dutch, Indonesian, or colonial silverware. And it had this rapoose or stamped out design all over it, very pretty. He showed it to me, and on the back, as to me as bright as day, it said 835. And I guess a lot of dealers who don't specialize in silver might not know anything other than sterling or 925, you know. So 835 is, I guess, the Dutch standard. And I asked him, how much did you sell it for? I mean, how much did you buy it for? And he said $10. And it was like, I think 150 grams. So it was over $100 Canadian of silver for sure. And I congratulated him, and I said that is definitely a steal. So it was like moments after that, after I bid him adieu, I was looking at some other stalls, and this lady had a whole bunch of $10 items. I think she sold collectibles and antiques and, you know, stuff like that, and a little bit of jewelry. And I was just checking out her $10 items on the table, and I came across this and this, which I wanted. So this spoon, I believe it's Dutch. It is marked, very tricky mark. Nothing here, right? And it's quite hefty. I believe it's like 27 grams, 27, 28 grams. But there is a silver mark. And it was just funny that my friend was telling me about the story about the hidden silver, and shortly after I found my hidden silver right a few stalls away from him. So if you see that, that is the sword mark right there, right in the bowl. And it is, I think it means like, I think export silver from Holland or something. but I believe that means 835 as well, or 830, or something like that, like 80%. And the design is pretty nice. And one of my other dealer buddies there, I showed him my finds, and he thought, this is pretty cool. Very nice design, very chunky. He said something like this, he would sell probably for like 40, 50 bucks Canadian. I thought that was cool for 10 bucks. And silver value for this is probably about $25, $26 Canadian. So not bad. And also picked up this, which is American. I think it's, what's it say, from Boston or something? Boston, 1828. These sugar or ice tongs. And it is from J.J. Lowe and Company. It's marked twice. Let me just do a close-up on that. So it doesn't have any silver markings, but my friend, one of my friends, dealer friends there, did a magnet slide test, and he said, according to his experience, it slid somewhat slowly. He thinks it's better than coin silver. He thinks it's sterling. So that's a plus. And for 10 bucks, it's an antique as well. I think the silver weight is very similar to this. I mean, it's under an ounce of silver. And it's also probably worth about $25, $26, $27 of silver, Canadian. And it's an antique. So yeah, 1828, like a few more years, it'll be 200 years old. So these two will be going into my collection. Pretty cool. Surprised that she didn't at least charge me the silver value. But I don't know, I guess some dealers, they don't keep up with the current silver spot prices. So maybe to them, they thought they were getting, their the silver spot price from when they last checked. Who knows, like 6 months ago. So that was pretty cool. And I did pick up a coin online. I thought I got a pretty good deal. All right, so this is a Sichuan, even though it says Sichuan, but actually it's pronounced Sichuan province, 7 mace and 2 candarines, basically a Chinese silver dollar. And I believe the condition is pretty much fine. I'd say fine to very fine. It has good honest wear, but no chop marks, surprisingly. A backside is a little bit more worn than the front. So I don't know. I sort of put that split grade, fine to very fine, probably tending to go towards VF20, if I'm saying it right. And it weighs correctly and is not magnetic. And it has the correct thickness, not too thick. So in my humble, honest opinion, it is legit. And it's funny, the seller has good rating, has a lot of good items for sale. Once I see a fake item in a list of a person's items, I basically say, okay, I'm not dealing with this person. You can't trust them on that item. How can you trust them with other items? So he had a lot of good stuff, but he listed this as a buy it now, which I don't think he needed to, but I'm glad he did, for $260. I think it was $260 Canadian. It was dealer, so I had to pay tax on it and shipping, but the shipping was reasonable. He didn't pad his shipping costs, which I hate it when they do that. So under $300 Canadian, definitely snag. Told one of my collecting friends, and right away he asked me, "Oh, you want to sell it?" I go, "No, I just got it." Definitely bought it for my collection. See, it's like, you know, it has some good, honest wear. That's fine, but no damage. No rim dings, like no major rim dings. I haven't bought one of these in a while because it's just getting so pricey year by year. I would say, all right, I got under $300 Canadian. I would easily be able to sell it for $1,000 Canadian, or like let's say about $800 US in this condition. But I am happy to own this. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my finds. A lot of silver, a coin, some antique Chinese porcelain, oh, and some constitutional silver. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.